Go.
Good morning, sir. We are the fifth group, and we're here to present our final project, which is a game named Flying Jet. So let's proceed with the logo. Next slide, please. I use bricks as my background and customize shapes with a tile fill on it for the plane. We can see that the plane is symmetrically balanced because symmetry helps us to make things easy to recognize and organize the appearance. I decided to add a brick on there because it represents the building obstacle in our game and it will ruin your score or time when you bump on the wall. As you can see on the logo, the position of the plane is still active or ongoing even it has an obstacle or a bricks behind. It simply means that no matter what obstacle or anything that can stop you, just continue to fly and reach for your aim and goal. So let's have the project description from Daniel Gonzalez.
So this project is created using Arduino. So the idea was to create a game where the character needs to avoid obstacles to not die. As long as the character doesn't die, the score will run. So next is the background of the game. It will be presented by Japet. Thank you.
Thank you. So the background of the game. So the idea of our game is like a platformer games, for example, Super Mario. But in our game, we created a game like Endless Runner, but instead of human, we use a flying jet. So we can compare our game to the Space Impact. May I call on Gavin Luna?
Okay, thank you, Japet. The first material that we use is, of course, the Arduino Uno RJ, so we can make all of our connections work. Next, please. And second is our LCD, which is 16 by 2, where we can see all the visible graphics of our game. Next, please. Next is the breadboard, where we input all the materials that we use for the connections. Next, please. Next is the piezo, where we use the connections that we need for our music. Next, please. And the push button for technically make the game work for it to start as a flying jet. Next, please. The resistor for the piezo and the resistor also for the push button. Next, please. Also, of course, the wires, everything for the wires for the LCD to Arduino to the breadboard. May I call on Francis Ramos for this application of the created project?
So for the application of the created project, this game is created using Arduino and an LCD. It shows that we can create a game using bytes in an LCD. Our game can be really challenging but fun at the same time. It can simulate the reflexes and awareness of the one who will playing the game. Since the game is focuses on trying to avoid the different obstacles by using a button.
Now this is the layout of our Arduino. Basically, all of the connections, the LCDs, the piezo, everything. We use short hookup wires. We also use long hookup wires for the connections. Also connect the DB7 to Arduino pin 3, the DB6 to Arduino pin 4, etc. And the remaining connections for the piezo also and the push button, along with the LCD screen for everything to function accordingly from what we've created so far. Next, please. Next, this one is for Macrin Manalo.
Thank you, Gavin. So as you can see, our character is a jet, and this was inspired by the space impact from early 2000s. So we chose this kind of character because it is one of the easiest to make in the custom character generator. And we also miss our childhood memories since most of us played this when we were young. Thank you. Next is Francis.
So for our sprites, we only have one sprite, which is the blocks and the buildings in the game. The use of these blocks or the buildings is once the jet is collide with the blocks, the game will reset the score to zero. For the game simulation, may I call for Dustin. Thank you.
Thank you, Francis. So for the game simulation, I'll be showing another screen. So this is our final project. First, we'll have our logo along with the music. So after a while, it will show our group, which is group 5, and after that, there will be animation for our logo. So we'll start. So this is the start of our game. Uh, so it is a simple top-down view game where the user controls a jet using the push button. The goal of the game is to avoid crashing into the buildings that is in the user's way for as long as possible. So to start the game, we have to push the push button once. So it will start. Push again to fly. So if you collide with the building, you have to reset the game. So the goal of the game is to prolong the life of the jet, and you can compete with your friends. That is all for our project. Thank you.